From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Another round. Senator John McCain announced he's running for his Senate seat for the 6th time in next year's election.
Plus, Cronkite News takes an in-depth look at water in Arizona. Everything from our share of the Colorado River to a new device that could slash your water use. And we continue our coverage on education in Arizona. Students are finally being tested on Common Core standards, and national policy could affect funding.
Cronkite News starts now.
U.S. Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake addressed the public today with an update from Capitol Hill. I'm Julia Thatcher.
And I'm Jamie Warren. Cronkite News reporter Angie Schuster attended the Capitol Hill update and got the latest information on who will be running for senator in the upcoming election.
The purpose of today's luncheon was to inform the people of Arizona that progress that has been made in the Congress. But the topic that everyone was buzzing about was whether or not Senator John McCain would be running for re-election.
So with a full heart, I ask Arizonans again for their support as I seek re-election to the United States Senate.
Senator John McCain wants a 6th term as senator for the state of Arizona.
No success in my life has ever come without a good fight, and there is so much worth fighting for today. I'm eager to get started and ready for whatever comes.
Senator Jeff Flake was quick to pledge his support.
Let me just tell you what an honor it is to serve with this man. I have been an admirer of Senator McCain my entire political life.
And I've often joked that if I looked like Jeff Flake, I'd be president of the United States today.
Though he was on the losing end of the 2008 presidential election, McCain stressed his continuing commitment to serve Arizona.
I believe there are many challenges that remain, and I believe that I am equipped to address those challenges, and both as chairman of the Armed Services Committee and working hard for issues that affect my home state of Arizona.
Senator McCain will be 80 come Election Day 2016. But if he wins, his 36-year stint in Congress still falls short of another Arizona icon. Carl T. Hayden was a senator from 1926 to 1969.
I expect, as in every election campaign, a tough fight. I've never minded a good fight, and I will look forward to another one if it's necessary.
McCain listed his accomplishments such as reform for the Arizona VA, the copper mine resolution, and the reopening of the fish hatchery near the Hoover Dam. So far, no challengers, Democratic, Republican, or otherwise, have officially announced an intent to run. Live in the broadcast center, Angie Schuster, Cronkite News.
Senator Flake was at the re-election announcement, but earlier he held an event talking about water conservation in Arizona.
We shouldn't turn on the tap and think that it comes out of some black hole.
Well, people assume that you turn on the tap, the water comes out, everything's fine.
Turning on the tap and accessing water is something we do every day. But Senator Jeff Flake wants Arizonans to know.
Everybody has to do their part.
That's why he held a community forum today to discuss water management in Arizona. Gretchen Baumgardner with the city of Mesa says she understands some of the community's concerns.
The news is kind of scary with California and then with the drought that we're going through.
And while she says Arizona has many resources when it comes to maintaining our water, one worry is over wildfire debris that often makes its way into our reservoirs.
When all that soil and sediment runs off from the watershed, it ends up in the reservoirs, which reduces the life of the reservoir.
Along with maintaining watershed, Senator Flake stressed the importance of Arizona's dams.
We need to make sure that every drop of rain that falls in Arizona is utilized.
Members of today's panel say utilizing every drop of rain requires collaboration between SRP, the Colorado River, and the Forest Service. And Gretchen says that's why gatherings like this one today are important.
Citizens should know that the municipalities are there and they're taking care of them and they're making sure that there's a reliable source of water.
Members of today's panel also referenced the role the federal government will need to play in order for Arizona to move forward.
Arizona is not new in experiencing extreme droughts. However, cities like Glendale are working to make sure their water supplies don't dry up. The city is part of a water recharge program that allows it to store its excess water.
This water is surplus, allotted to Glendale by the Central Arizona Water Project. When the city needs it, it's cleaned, disinfected, and stored once again until it's ready to be pushed to distribution centers. It then flows to homes and businesses.
Well, it's not a real complicated technology. It's actually fairly simple.
Kupel says California, now experiencing extreme droughts, does not have the same large recharge programs that Arizona does, but the program acts as a bank for water.
Because it gives them really peace of mind. It's a protection program. So if there is a drought, if there is a shortage, we can pump groundwater, pump against those credits during the course of that emergency.
The water is not limited to be used in only emergencies, though.
The city can buy some of that and store it underground, and it does. And then the rest of it just reverts to Central Arizona Project. Then it becomes excess water that they then sell to others. For example, Tempe Town Lake was filled initially with excess CAP water.
Every city in Arizona has a 5-stage drought plan. In case of a drought, the city of Glendale now has enough credits of water stored to supply its residents with water for about 2 years.
The 5-stage drought plans can be found on specific city pages. Most start with steps such as refraining from watering lawns and cutting back on agricultural uses. Water is a vital resource that needs to be protected. But in order to protect it, the public needs to be aware of the facts. According to the Arizona Prize, Arizona has surpassed the worst drought in the last 110 years. Cronkite News reporter Maria Ellis takes us beyond the mirage to a competition created to spread awareness for a predicted future.
When I found out, I jumped right out of my seat and started yelling and hugging everybody.
Cody Sheehy and his team, Beyond the Mirage, took home $100,000 after creating an online site where the public can create documentaries to raise awareness for water conservation in Arizona.
I mean, our approach is really an innovative web experience. It's a constellation of hundreds of clips, and a smart interface is kind of giving you these different options to explore, and eventually you can start to arrange these and create your own documentary out of it.
Beyond the Mirage was among 5 finalists who spent months creating a plan in the Water Consciousness Challenge.
We realized that we needed to create a culture that really understood our history and the future of our water resources if we were going to start addressing tactics to actually preserve and conserve our water resources.
The goal of the challenge was to come up with a strategy to raise the public's water consciousness, to understand the importance of water supply and demand. If this water bottle represents all of Arizona's water, the new Arizona Prize says half of that is going to our lawns. The contestants had 10 minutes to present their strategies, then answer 2 questions from the judges.
It was tough, but I think that after deliberations and after we compared our notes, there was consensus that this group had a very clear, innovative, and creative message, and were very engaging.
Although they might not have won, some of the other groups don't see an end to their work. Support Our Schools Arizona wants their strategy in the classroom.
We're going to move forward with our program to be a hero to save water and save money. The schools are already on board.
The competition took a lot of time and commitment, but the biggest commitment all went to making a difference to save an important resource for our future. In Phoenix, Mariah Ellis, Cronkite News.
If you would like to check out Beyond the Mirage's project, visit beyondthemirage.org.
According to the Arizona Municipal Water Users Association, up to 70% of residential water use in the greater Phoenix area is used for watering landscapes. But a local invention is claiming to be able to help save almost twice as much water as your typical smart controller. Cronkite News reporter Laura Sposato went to see just exactly how this device works.
Water. We can't make new water.
It's one of our most precious resources.
We have to take care of it. We have to keep it clean. We have to be able to reuse it. We don't want to be wasting it.
The Environmental Protection Agency says that in the U.S., more than 9 billion gallons of water are used every single day. And most of it goes towards watering people's lawns.
It started with some friends of mine at ASU.
Arthur Steingart says he and his friends invented a solution.
The product is called Waterall.
Steingart says Waterall comes up with the most efficient watering schedule based on the plants you have in your garden.
And it actually knows the plants that are in that zone. It knows exactly how much water is necessary in order to save water.
You use an app to identify the types of plants you have, and water is distributed according to the plant's need, based off the weather for that day.
It's a little bit faster, it's smoother, it's easier.
Mary Lou Nunley of AMWA says water controllers have been on the market for years, but they aren't as efficient in saving water because people just don't know how to use them.
We're always looking at things that simplify using controllers, so we're pleased that there's something new out there.
We'd like to be in everything from Home Depot to Radio Shack.
And Waterall might just get there. The Environmental Protection Agency awarded it the WaterSense label.
It gives us the credibility and the validation that we are doing what we say we do.
The EPA says that if everyone used a WaterSense labeled irrigation product, 120 billion gallons of water could be saved every year. Steingart says his technology can be expanded to help save even more.
It will be the nest of the outdoors. The ecosystem is where we're headed.
In Scottsdale, Laura Sposato, Cronkite News.
Waterall costs about $160 off the shelf, but a government rebate is available to make the cost of this product free.
It sounds like something straight out of a comic book, but there are attempts to alter weather to create rain. It's called cloud seeding. It works by planes releasing chemicals like silver iodide over the Rock Mountains. This speeds up the saturation process, forming ice crystals, making clouds artificially heavy enough to rain or snow. Cloud seeding has actually been around since the 1940s. The Cronkite News Digital Bureau put together this infographic demonstrating the process. We have full multimedia water coverage and all of Arizona's top headlines. Head to CronkiteNewsOnline.com. Another member of the president's cabinet was in town today.
The education secretary visited a local school and he brought with him a large gift for the state's education fund.
And federal policy could have an impact on Arizona schools. We're live in Washington with the latest debate. You're watching Cronkite News, now airing on 8 HD.
Cronkite News is a real newsroom with real stories told by real reporters. Bringing you the latest in all news, all Arizona.
Live in Yuma.
Live in Globe.
Reporting live in Phoenix.
Live at the Republican headquarters in downtown Phoenix. Cronkite News directly connects the nation's capital to yours.
While Arizonans anxiously await the outcome.
I spoke to Congresswoman Kirkpatrick.
Live in Washington, D.C., Stephen Hicks, Cronkite News.
Now airing on 8 HD, this is Cronkite News.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, thrive.asu.edu.
Check Please Arizona, 8's Emmy Award-winning restaurant review show is now accepting restaurant nominations from anywhere in Arizona. So if you live in Flagstaff, Yuma, Kingman, Prescott, Holbrook, Payson, Phoenix, or anywhere in between, we want you to nominate your favorite hometown restaurant. Apply to be a guest on Check Please Arizona. Go to azpbs.org/checkplease.
Yesterday, Arizona welcomed the Secretary of Defense to Tempe, and today, the Education Secretary.
Arnie Duncan was here to talk about the importance of early childhood education. Cronkite News reporter Brittany Bade was at his speech today where he had some good news for schools. Brittany?
It was good news indeed. Arizona is getting a $20 million grant from the federal government to help early childhood education grow. Today, Secretary Duncan visited a local school that is focused on teaching from cradle to career.
We have a whole school that is dedicated for early childhood.
The dedication at Martin Luther King Jr. Early Childhood Center caught the eye of Washington, D.C.
I can just be there for a short amount of time, and I can tell you, I am very, very confident about what those children are going to do in life.
U.S. Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan focuses on growing early childhood education.
Learning starts so much earlier. We as leaders have to step up and provide those kinds of opportunities.
A $20 million opportunity has been given to the state of Arizona under the Preschool Development Grant.
What we want to do is to make these opportunities available, high quality, make that access available to thousands and thousands and thousands of additional children here in Phoenix and in Arizona and around the country.
This school is funded almost entirely by grant money, which is important because it gives them a head start they might not get otherwise.
We have poverty in our schools. We have, underprivileged children. We have a lot of minorities, and so we are granted money. We're very blessed.
Funding that can help take
The poorest child from the toughest community, in a tough home situation,
from a tough place into
in a high-quality early learning opportunity setting, and that young person's going to be just fine.
so every child can bloom no matter where they were planted.
The Martin Luther King Jr. Early Development Center has programs for expecting parents that teach mom and dads to be how to start the learning process at home. Brittany Bade, Cronkite News.
And while Secretary Duncan was in Phoenix today, Cronkite News reporters were in Washington discussing the ramifications with experts. Cronkite News reporter Sierra Oshrin is following education policy that could impact students right here in Arizona.
No Child Left Behind, which is an updated version of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act from 1965, expired in 2007. And while both sides agree that the ESEA needs to be reauthorized, they can't agree on how.
Great to see some language in there that would provide federal funds for innovation.
I think the quickest way to kill innovation is to put it in the hands of Washington bureaucrats.
Secretary Duncan is pushing for a reauthorization of the ESEA, a move that both sides of the aisle support. But while Duncan wants to give schools more money, more resources, and more support,
And we do need to think about actually trimming program count and thinking about maybe even stopping this education spending spree that we've seen from Washington.
And while Brown agrees that money alone cannot solve this problem,
the combination of resources and a visionary leader will actually, we believe, change the life trajectory for students.
In February, House Republicans introduced their version of a new ESEA, the Student Success Act. It passed the committee but has yet to get approved by the House. Experts are still hopeful we will come to an agreement this year.
Democrats, Republicans, I think parents, teachers, school leaders all across the country are eager for a new law to be reauthorized.
So something needs to be done. The question is, what needs to be done and how do we move forward?
Just today, Senate leaders proposed a bipartisan bill that they say ends federal test-based accountability, while still maintaining protection for how those federal dollars are spent on education. The bill is scheduled for a hearing next Tuesday. Reporting live from our nation's capital, Sierra Oshrin, Cronkite News.
The Peoria Police Department is helping people take the next step away from heroin through drug awareness programs. They started the Heroin Education Awareness and Resources, or HERE Coalition. The team included police personnel, probation officers, parents, and community members. The goal of this is to connect addicts and families with resources to address the issue. The next half-day session is in 2 weeks, Tuesday, April 21st, at the Rio Vista Recreation Center, located at 8866 West Thunderbird Road. Cronkite News is committed to covering heroin in Arizona. Next week, tune in on Monday at 5 p.m. for an encore presentation of Hooked, tracking heroin's hold on Arizona.
The debate over Common Core has raged in the last few months.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we visit classrooms where Common Core standards are already in effect and get educators' take on their new methods for teaching.
Dry conditions and windy weather out there, and that means wind advisories. Find out more after the break.
Throughout its history, Arizona PBS and volunteers have enjoyed a rich and rewarding partnership. Whether answering phones during our pledge campaigns, stuffing envelopes, or assisting with special events, volunteering at 8 is fun and provides excellent work experience, team building for a group, and a sense of community involvement and importance. If you would like to volunteer at 8, or if you have dropped off our mailing list, we encourage you to call the number on your screen or go online at azpbs.org/volunteer. Thank you.
The easiest and best way to support 8 Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online. Explore worlds of wonder here on 8 Arizona PBS, a viewer-supported community service of Arizona State University.
A few weeks ago, the Arizona legislature struck down the college and career readiness standards that are more commonly known as Common Core. Students have been learning those standards for 3 years now and are being tested on them for the first time this year. Cronkite News reporter Justin McDuffie joins us with an in-depth look at these standards and how the change could affect students, the way they think and learn.
The Common Core standards were designed and adapted by many states back in 2010 with a goal to unify our nation's education system and to prepare students for the 21st century. Although Common Core has its many opponents, teachers say it's working in the classroom.
Collaboration, participation, investigate, let's go.
They need to be able to express their answer with details, as far as also giving you deep information of how they got there, why, and be able to express their reasoning why.
They are able to go more in depth because, according to experts, there are less standards per year, allowing teachers to dive deep into topics they must cover instead of glazing over many topics.
To allow students to really develop a thorough understanding of the concepts and skills that they're learning.
Moving from teaching rote memory facts, calculations, and data to allowing students to investigate a problem and find out the why.
The idea that they are actually having to justify their thinking and prove why their solutions are correct is just as important as deriving at the right answer.
Beal gave us a visual example of fractions, a Common Core 5th grade standard. The problem 3/4 times 3/4, which equals 9/16. Common Core takes things a step further, asking students to prove their answer by citing a real-life example.
So you can see 3, 6, 9 out of 4, 8, 12, 16 whole pieces. So 9/16 is the product because I ate 9/16 of my entire garden.
My students are learning through the investigation process and growing as a student, and not only preparing themselves for next year's 7th grade, but we're preparing ourselves for the job world, for college, and getting our students ready for the future and to be successful.
Governor Ducey has asked the State Board of Education to review Common Core, but efforts to repeal it in the legislature failed. Live in the broadcast center, Justin McDuffie, Cronkite News.
Clouds were blocking out some of the sun today, but can we expect this to last? Angeli Meehan has your Valley forecast.
Yes, mostly cloudy skies today and windy weather out there as well. We have a wind advisory from the Mogollon Rim to the Four Corners, and that also means a wildfire danger threat as well. Gusts are expected to reach 50 miles per hour up in the high country and 25 miles per hour down here in the valley. Looking at our current wind speeds, we can see that it is the winds are at 14 miles per hour here in Phoenix, so it's a perfect time to fly a kite today. And as we can see, 81 degrees here in Phoenix, mostly cloudy skies, pretty breezy at 14 miles per hour. Taking a look at our daily almanac, we can see we're right around where we should be this time of year in the low 80s. And taking a look at the rest of the state, we're cooling down this week as opposed to last week when we were in the 90s, but Tucson is close at 87 degrees. And taking a look at the rest of the region, we can see it's mostly it's warmer in Texas, and we have El Paso at 86 degrees and Phoenix at 82. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we're going to clear up by tomorrow. We're also going to cool down and go to 77 degrees, and we're going to go back into the 80s on Thursday, and we're going to see those clouds come back on Saturday. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Angela Meehan.
The numbers are in. We're breaking down record-setting spring training stats.
What are the chances of going?
I think so.
Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, mama?
What are the consequences?
Can speak out my mind in these changing times. I don't know what to believe, mama. Will you march with us? There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. You need a reason to be, mama.
Buonasera.
'Cause I need someone to believe.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Ifill. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News block here on 8 HD.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. Hear about a new report on the nation's top job-producing cities and states, and we'll see how the just completed legislative session impacted the business community. That's next on Arizona Horizon.
I'm Gwen Ifill on the next NewsHour. How one San Diego elementary school copes 4 years after a gunman opened fire on its playground. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
The Cactus League is reporting good news after a successful spring training season. The league set a new record this year, nearly doubling their attendance to about 2 million fans. A study revealed that spring training contributed nearly $422 million to the Phoenix economy in 2012 alone. The LA Dodgers saw a surge of 29% in their attendance and brought in the most fans this season, nearly 10,000 fans per game, totaling around 147,000. The Cactus League contributed part of their success this year to a later training start date and good weather in the Valley. That's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.